the Lawn Gnome, and welcome to your 2019 four-part series of probably one of my most informative segments on my channel, and that, of course, is A Lawn Gnome's Guide to. So, we've covered a great deal of things over the past couple of years. Everything from doing a proper term paper for a final grade, to collecting anything you like on a budget. So I was trying to figure out what I could possibly do this year for the four-part segment that usually takes place in the summer. And then it hit me. There's something that a lot of people are talking about right now, and we see it abundantly in the community, and that is live streaming. This platform has gone from kitty videos to something truly special, which is people just gathering together to talk about a common topic and express their various opinions. So I thought it would be really cool to do a Lawn Gnome's Guide to live streaming. So we're going to break this up into 4 videos like we normally do, unless the first one is counted because I did 6 of those. I don't know why I went with 6, but I guess it all worked at the end. But anyway, the first part of this 4-part series this year is called I Want to Stream. So that's great. There's nothing wrong with wanting to connect with community members and start something really awesome on your channel. I mean, live streaming is such an integral part of my channel now, even though it is not as often as my regular content where I'm just sitting in front of a camera and reviewing. But the live streams are just so incredible, and it's so great to just have a good, in-depth, casual conversation with a fellow YouTube content creator. So, you have to have a plan. You always have to have a plan. I mean, if you have a talent for ad-libbing, God bless you, but that ain't me. When I want to do a project, especially if it involves a lot of people, I want to make sure that I have a plan in place. And how you make your plan can vary. It could be writing everything down on paper, it could be putting everything down on an Excel spreadsheet or a Word document, gathering the tools, gathering the necessary talking points you want, so many different ways. But you always have to have that basic structure, those bullet points, to really make sure that you know that you're going to make a live stream that is consistent, something that makes sense, and something that more importantly will retain that audience. Another important thing in regards to that is probably one of the most important things when it comes to doing any kind of a task or project, and that is work smart, not hard. And that is, don't overthink it. Yes, when it comes to making a live stream, there's a lot of pressure on you. You really want to make sure that what you do is perfect, because especially when you're recording live, all bets are off. If you hear a knock at your door, or if your cell phone goes off because it's not on silent, or if your computer sends a ding because you got an email or an update, you don't plan for those things. They just happen and you gotta grin and bear it. That's just the way the world works. So what you need to understand is, it's gonna happen. So in regards to your plan, just make sure that it is exactly what you want it to be, because it's so simple. One of the few things that people don't seem to understand is the true challenges of live streaming have nothing to do with the content. It really doesn't. We'll get into that in future episodes as to what the big challenge is, but you know what you like to talk about. You know what you want your live stream to be about. So don't overthink it. Just get your talking points together and make sure you know exactly what you want to talk about so you don't forget anything. That's the most important thing to writing it down and having that plan. And the rest will just come to you naturally, because if you have a passion for something and you truly love to talk about certain things, those thoughts are just going to be streaming out of your mouth because you know everything about these talking points. So there's no worries that you should have. But just make sure that you're smart about it, and make sure that you know that the things you really want to focus on are the things that you focus on your live stream. The third point I want to make sure that you guys understand is test the tech. Now, live streaming can be done these days in so many different ways. You can use the technology that YouTube gives you, although I don't really know where the future of this live streaming tech is going to go in regards to YouTube, because apparently they're doing a massive overhaul over the next few months. But there's so many other things besides Google Hangouts, which is the main thing that YouTube uses. You could use Skype, you could use Zoom, you can pre-record, you can use so many other different types of services. I don't know them all offhand, but I know for a solid fact that I can point you in the direction of people that do. But you always have to make sure that you know how to use it long before you do, in fact, use it for that live stream. Because if you don't know how this technology works, when the time comes for you, you think you're ready, you've got everything going, and your service is not working, it's going to lead to some serious problems and frustrations, because that was something that bothered me for a couple of weeks now, because I've been having some issues with Google Hangouts for live streaming, but I'm still trying to look into other avenues, but I'm always constantly testing the technology to make sure that it works. And the final talking point for the first episode of this series this year is be comfortable with yourself. Now, there is nothing wrong with trying to push that bar. People like to stir the pot. People like to give interesting opinions on topics that a lot of people think about in a certain way, but if you want to think outside the box and give a different perspective, yeah, it's a big risk. But you know who you are. When you sit down and record any video on your channel, you know that you are true to yourself. At least I hope you do feel that way, because that's the way I feel every single time I sit down and record myself on my own videos in my channel. I want to make sure that people know that the Friendly Neighborhood Lawn Gnome is more than just a stage name and is more than just somebody reviewing popular culture. To a certain degree, while not letting you too much in, I want you to know the person behind the camera. The passion and the talking points will bring out that personality if you are true to yourself and true to your interests. And that's the most important thing you need to know when you're live streaming, because everything has chance. Things can happen that you don't expect. And that is also where people are going to see you at your most honest, truthful, and genuine. So don't try to put a mask on. You don't need to do that. Because the reason why people come to watch your channel is because they want to see you. They want to see that personality, regardless of what that person is talking about. And that's the most important thing to any kind of content creation, live streaming or not. So you have all these things in play for your blueprint, your foundation. The rest of it should not be too difficult. And that's where we're going to stop right now, everybody. So thank you so much for watching today. Leave your comments in the box below. Tell me how you feel about some of these talking points. Maybe I've left something out. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.